Yeah, this is Darrell Van Kuren, president of the Lancaster Old Car Club. We have our annual spring festival. This is for the 39th year. And the club originally started in '55 with just a few members meeting at a restaurant and in different homes. Then in 1957 we chartered. There's 4 original chartered members left. I'm one of them. You got Edson DeVore, Bates, Floyd Bates, and Ernie Harder. And we generally have, it's a 2-day show. We have around 300 vendors in the flea market, and it'll average 500 cars. It goes from 300 to 600 according to the weather. And last night was a goose drowner, and the turnout today is magnificent for the weather of yesterday. We have 44 classes. They start when the first car was made in 1884 or 94, and we have a limit. It has to be 25 years old or older, so that's 1977 this year. Then on Saturday afternoon here, we have a flea market, or not a flea market, a cruise-in, which is going on now, and it draws quite a bunch of cars. Tomorrow, Sunday, is the day we do the judging. So that's when most of the car owners bring theirs in. We have a real good relationship with the fair board, Dave Benson and Bob Smith. He's the groundskeeper, and if you look, it's about like a golf course. He keeps it mowed, and anything we want, they go out of their way. It's $3,000 to rent the fairgrounds for 2 days, and the security is about $2,500. And we pay, we have a medic unit that sits here. That's about $400 or $500, which is all well worth it, but it's all added expense, and we don't have any sponsors. The club and the members, and it's all on ours. So if we get a bad day or anything, we break even, it's still a lot of fun. And like I said, Dave Benson and all of them are great. And this is probably the second biggest event they have after their regular October fair, Fairfield County Fair.
I'm Bee Burnett. I've got a collection of Mopars. This is my pride and joy, 1962 Imperial, 4-door hardtop, has a 413 motor, push-button transmission, and I bought it out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina about 8 or 10 years ago and drove it home. We haven't done any restoration. It's as is. It was a Georgia car before that, and it drives like a dream.
Good afternoon. My name is Fred Snyder. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I own this 1966 Dodge. It's a Coronet 500. It's a 4-door. I purchased it a couple, 3 months ago from an older gentleman. It's got a 318 V8. It's an automatic. It's all white with a teal interior. It's got a working AM radio. Everything works on the car, and it's all original car. It's hasn't been repainted, or interior has not been redone. It's all original. Like I say, I just bought it a couple, 3 months ago. I've been driving it. I've had it out 3 or 4 times. It's really a nice car. It drives real nice. Just smooth down the highway. 1966 Dodge. Thank you.
My name is Jack Snyder. I'm from Reynoldsburg, Ohio. This is a 1959 Ford Thunderbird with a 430 cubic inch V8 engine. It's a pretty rare car. They didn't make a lot of them. Bought it from a lady in Tennessee. It's got 26,000 actual miles. She owned it. Her husband bought it brand new. He died of a heart attack. She stored it in the garage for 16 years. And it's a hickory tan with a white top. Very rare color. I have not seen too many of them around. Enjoyed the car. I've had it for about 4 months. Drives and cruises like a dream.
How you doing? My name is Jeff Justice. I live in Columbus, Ohio. I own this 58 Chevy Bel Air here. It's a 4-door. It's Arctic white over turquoise. I bought the car about 3 years ago from a guy by the name of Tom Brown, lives in Reynoldsburg, Ohio. The car has a 283 automatic with a 4-barrel carburetor. It's got about 72,000 miles on the odometer. I'm not sure if it's ever been turned over or not. It's pretty much all original. I could use an air breather for it though. Thanks.
My name is Greg Hargis. I'm from here in Lancaster, Ohio. My truck is a 78 Chevy C10. We call it a lowrider, just because it's obviously a little lower than regular pickups. A lot lower, as a matter of fact. Bought it about 2 years ago. Basically, like you see it here, fella in right outside of Indianapolis wanted a Harley, and I eyed his truck and really liked his truck, and been doing a few little things to it. But here in a few years, we're planning on doing some major changes to it. So hopefully, in a few years, you'll see it, and it'll be a whole lot different than it is right now.
My name's Mike Schaefer. I'm from Pleasantville, Ohio. This is a 46 Ford Business Coupe. I've had the car about 9 years, and in the last 5 years I completely restored it, took it off the body off the frame and sandblasted the frame and put all new upholstery, all new wiring, all new paint on it. The engine's been overhauled. And this is the first time I had it out in about 5 years.
I'm Jim Burnett. We live out here at Rushville, and this is my 32 Plymouth. Has a rumble seat, trunk, dual side mounts, and it's a 4-cylinder, in which I think 32 was the last 4-cylinder that they put in. They all went to 6 then. So it has overdrive on it. Has a Studebaker 6-volt overdrive on it. A 3-speed transmission. Pretty much covers what I know about it.
Okay, my name is George Kidder. I'm the president of Corvettes of Lancaster. I live down in Logan, Ohio. I've owned this Corvette since *96. It's been completely restored to the original. All factory matching numbers, both tops. And it's valued around $40,000. It's a 4-speed. One of the rare things, the options, that has the original teak steering wheel. And it also, in the late model of '66, they come up with the clear backup lights. Most of them have both red tail lights. It has 98,400 miles. I drive it all the time to all the shows, and I've taken it to Gatlinburg 3 times.
Well, I'm Charlie Faulkner, and I got a '65 Cadillac. Just bought it in a state auction. Just happened to fall in there at the right time, right place, I guess. But the original owner, he'd passed away some years ago, and the people just left it in the garage, never drove it or anything. And I seen it and fell in love with it. It was this beautiful car inside and out. It's mint condition. It's got everything original, nothing changed on it. It's just a great running car. You know, I mean, I just couldn't believe my own eyes. A lot of people went there, couldn't believe it either. But it rides just smooth as can be. I tell you, couldn't ask for a better car, and the heavy doors in that thing. But that's when they made a car back then. I wish they'd get back and do it again now. You know, it's so much better than what they're making today. You can work on this car. You can change oil and the plugs in it. New cars now, I can't even begin to work on them anymore. It's just so much complication to them. You gotta have so much stuff. But this car is, as I said, it's an original. It's only got 51,000 miles on it, and everything works in it. It's got power windows. Don't have air conditioning. It was an option back in that time in 1965, I guess, according to the book I've got in there. And it don't have cruise in it. It could have had cruise. It's got power steering, power brakes, and like I said, it's got the big open vents on the floor, and it really feel the difference. You didn't need air really in that big car. You could really feel it there. But it's got one big of a trunk. You can almost put about 3 people back here and still have room to put stuff.
Name's Dale Fisher. I'm from Lancaster, Ohio. It's a 1963 Dodge Dart, 4-door sedan, 170. It's got 79,000 original miles on it. It's all original car. The sticker price, I still got the sticker price on it. It's $2,300 when bought new. So, and I got it from my mother. When she passed away, I got it from my mother.
It's a 1954 Hudson Hollywood hardtop, and last year we took a trip on Route 66 from Chicago to Santa Monica. Went on up from Santa Monica to Seattle, Washington to the National Hudson meet. Time we got back, we had 7,200 miles, and it's a real pleasure to drive and ride.
How long have you had it?
Oh, it's been in the family since 1957, and I've had it restored. It was about 10 years ago. It's about due for another, but runs good and everything. Just the paint don't look quite as good as it ought to, but still have a lot of fun in it.
Okay, my name's Fred Davis, and this is my 47 Mercury I bought 4 years ago when I retired. I had one just like it when I was 19 years old, and me and my wife used to run around in it and travel all over, and we did a lot of traveling in this, but my wife just passed away last Monday, and I'm still going to the car shows and showing my car, and it's rust-free, almost a rust-free car, all original floors in it, and it's restored to original condition.
Here we are with Larry Jarvis. We saw him at the Steak and Lube show, and he's brought his car out here to Lancaster, and we're just going to get another shot of it there. What do you think about the show so far? Actually, tomorrow's the bigger day of the show.
Tomorrow's the big day. There'll be classes, and everyone will show in their classes. Today was just a cruise in. You brought your car in and just parked it wherever you wanted to, and they picked 6 out of over 100 just because they liked them. I was fortunate enough to get one of the 6. This 1964 Chevrolet Impala Super Sport convertible I acquired about a year and a half ago. All the refinishing was done on it. It's a 29,000 mile car, all original, as was shipped from the factory, with factory air conditioning, power steering, power brakes, radio, fender skirts, and a clock. I just had a new top put on it. Other than that, it's just basically the way I purchased it a year and a half ago. It runs good, it drives good, it's a good, comfortable automobile. So that's all I can tell you.